Well, hello and welcome to the Ballater Gallery. Here we are again in Tier 4, -4 degrees, I think it was, driving out from Aberdeen today. This is actually my first visit to the Ballater Gallery since, I think, about the 23rd of December. So it's great to be back, albeit the premises are going to be closed for January. But business, as ever, is open. And even in the last few days, it's been quite incredible, some of the phone calls that we've been having, the videos we've been preparing, and the sales that we've been making. So I thought, come out to Ballater, let you know what's going on, a few exciting new things to tell you about, and we'll, as usual, have a look at some paintings, what's arrived, maybe tell you about a couple of the paintings that have been sold, and just give you a general update. So we're here to help. We're here. We can still deliver with a very professional quality courier service, and we're being incredibly safe how we're going about everything. So light at the end of the tunnel, lots of people in Ballater everywhere, the elderly getting their vaccinations now, so it's not going to be long before we're back up with a bang and you're all coming to your holidays and your day trips to Ballater. So what's been happening? Well, I'm standing in front of a painting which I've spoken about before. I actually thought this would have been sold. One of the great Muriel Barclay's best ever bar extension. Really incredible painting. Blues, oranges, peaches. The way it captures the form of the dancer, of the ladies who are dancing. I just think nobody captures this the way Muriel Barclay does. Just going very quickly on to, we have a lot of new ceramics which have arrived by Chris Taylor. A few of the big ones have already sold. This is an average size one. Beautiful yellow and turquoise vase with a paper cut. £895. Total one-offs, the ceramics, remember? The bronzes are all small, limited editions. These are, wouldn't these be great above a mantelpiece? These are David Meredith eagle busts with textures. If you go right in with the camera, you'll see these. They're great value, for solid bronze on solid granite plinths, and signed, and small limited editions by David Meredith at £995 each. So just to stop for a second to tell you about the more exciting things that have been happening rather than about the new paintings. So we have now completed the Ballater Gallery catalogue. Now, I think how it's worked is we've sent out about over 500 to people who are buyers and have bought from us. This it's getting a great feedback. Every one of our artists are featured here, and quite a few of the paintings have already sold, and actually I think about half a dozen of sales in the last week have been as a direct result. In fact, this lovely little painting here by Michael Clark has just been packaged up to go to its new buyer at the moment. They've sold. So, in fact, the Joe Hargans have sold. And talking about Joe Hargan, we had a real cracker in by Joe, which will drop in now, called Rosa. Shocking pink. Just wow painting. There was almost like a fight on just, I think, on Christmas Eve. And about 9,000, I think. And sold incredibly quickly. So this is the catalogue. Tom is currently working that this will be available in a, I think you would call it a PDF fashion. So we can send that to you very soon by email. So you can get the catalogue and turn the pages. Sorry, everybody knows I'm a technophobe, but the kind of thing some of the good auction houses do. So this will be available virtually, I suppose you would call it. The other exciting thing is, now, own art. Who knows about own art? I would imagine quite a lot of people that buy art regularly do. In fact, somebody bought a nice Jack Morocco. We'd 5 Jack Moroccos arrived at Christmas Eve and only one is left. And they said, David, are you part of own art? And at that point, we'd just got a letter, and it took a long time to be accepted by own art. And cutting a long story short, it allows you to borrow as little as £100 up to £25,000 for a painting. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to have the Ballater Gallery going down this route. We're not going to be pushing it here, there and everywhere the way some galleries do. They have tags that show how much it is every month and every painting. But it is a facility we're offering. I think it's more geared towards, there's no interest. I think personally it's more geared towards paintings that are maybe over £2,000. Personally, that's my view. But you can, if you're interested in a painting, on our website, and maybe cash flow isn't great, but you would like to buy it and pay it up on a monthly basis via Own Art, we can provide this now. So just get in touch with us at the info@Ballater Gallery email. So Own Art is now up and running with the Ballater Gallery. So there's a couple of housekeeping things. Just while I'm standing here talking about Own Art, and it's on the table in the catalogue, this is a very small edition of, gosh, I can't remember, it's just a handful, bronzes by David Meredith. Where's it signed again? Oh gosh, typical, I should have been more prepared. But we didn't think, we had one of these before. They're all obviously all different patinas, but the full-size flying pheasant, 3 feet wide by about 3 feet high. It's totally solid. It's genuinely, it's very, very, very heavy. Granite plinth, stand is solid bronze. All of this is solid bronze. And as I say, it's a signed David Meredith, and getting to, oh, here it is. There's only 8 in the world. This is the 4th one. We didn't think we'd get another one, but because David very kindly has said that we're, if not the, but one of his best-selling galleries, he sent that up from London to us. So it's a very special bronze. I think the price is $6,900, which is incredible value for a bronze of that size. It could also go outside, and the granite could come off, and it could actually be attached to your own pedestal or something like that. So very, very special David Meredith bronze there. Moving over here, Cecilia Cardiff. People look at our website and say, my goodness, how many has she sold? Well, Cecilia has done incredibly well with us. These are 2 new paintings which have just come in, and we have Sunshine Looks Good on You, which is this painting, 60 by 60 centimeters plus frame, and Keep Him Coming, 60 by 60 centimeters, £1,550. I think I'm really delighted that Cecilia has allowed us here to get some new paintings. In fact, last week, I can't remember the names, but we sold one of the waiter, like carrying the Lauren Perrier, and another one of a waiter carrying Macallan whiskey. And I think they resonate with people who are not really able to travel at the moment. They're missing out on holidays when you should have been sitting, and hopefully it won't be long till you're in. I think Cecilia gets an awful lot of her ideas from Porto Poenza in Mallorca, and from restaurants like the Ivy in Edinburgh and Glasgow. So we can't go to any of them at the moment, but it won't be long before we can again. If you're interested in these, again, get in touch with me. Just arrived in her usual trademark good black and gold frames. I will move over here to just talk about a Gordon Wilson painting. We actually sold a Gordon painting called Fintry Community Furrows that was sold just 2 days ago. I think I've said to you this is Friday, the 8th of January. So just a couple of days ago, my courier took a painting down to a lovely lady in Edinburgh at the Gordon Wilson, say it's called Fintry Community Furrows, and it's sold. And I would like to say this is where galleries, a great friend, Ailey, who owns the fantastic Morningside Gallery, far more established than here. Ailey had a regular buyer had looked for a particular Gordon Wilson painting, and Ailey didn't have it, but I had it. So thank you to Ailey at the Morningside Gallery for sending somebody up to us, and we couriered it down to them. And that's where I wanted to talk leading on about this new painting by the incredible, the clever and witty Gordon Wilson. So this is called The Righteous Miss Glasgow. I don't think you need to live in Glasgow. I don't think you need to be Glaswegian to see what Gordon Wilson has done here. Here is The Righteous Miss Glasgow. A little bit for some reason it reminds me of the great, the play The Steamy, the kind of character from The Steamy with the seagull or the duck or whatever it is in the head, and the great colours. Gordon's always bang up to minute with his style. You know, you've got this, I think you would call it shades of cobalt blues, sea of pebbles and rocks, very modern, and with a Pharaoh and Ball dark grey hand-painted frame. Gordon makes his own frames. So new painting, have a look. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 new paintings by Gordon here. Behind me, a David Smith painting of Glencoe. David again has had a real run of success with us. You know, a 40 by 40 inch painting of Glencoe. Fantastic to put in a big kitchen diner or above a console table with a light in a hallway. Again, modern, but David's RSW, he's good investment. 40 by 40 inches plus frame, which roughly speaking brings it up to about 4 feet by 4 feet, this painting, for £5,000. It's fun and it's classy, and it's right next to a more classic painting by Glenn Schooler, Village Farm and Hens, La Basse Gaude. And Glenn, again, has sold very well with us. This one is 51 by 56 centimetres, which is probably about 70 by centimetres, including the very beautiful frames, which Glenn has always invested in. But there, well, while we're talking about artists at this kind of level, I mentioned about the Jack Moroccos. I'll move this over here because of the light. We only have the one Jack Morocco left, and funnily enough, it's one of my own favourites, and it's called Morning Market. I'll move around just for the light. Morning Market, Place de Verdun and Ace. It's 11 by 14 inches. It's, as usual, oil and canvas, and a bit like Glenn Schooler, the beautiful frames, and this is only £3,150 for a wonderful Jack Morocco. And you'll see on the website the amount we've sold. So hard to get to. It's like basically hanging money on the wall because they sell so well and sell very well at auction. And I think the colours here of this painting with the pinks and turquoises are very good. Talking about pinks and turquoises, a new painting just arrived, I think, on, was it Christmas Eve? By Marion Drummond. Again, Marion Drummond is right up there. We've spoken about her very often, and we had 2 huge paintings that I mentioned before, a lot bigger than this actually, and they sold extremely quickly, and I don't expect this to be around for long because, again, the turquoise, the pink, it's oil on board. If you look at I think it's Stargazer Lily. In fact, the painting's called Stargazers. So 35.5 by 36 inches. That's funny. So we could say a 3 feet by 3 feet painting plus the frame. If you're working out a space, that roughly brings it up to 4 feet by 4 feet. Now, this goes on to another housekeeping fact I wanted to tell you about. Another facility that the team at the gallery, not me because it's too technical, but Tom, who can really help with all of these type of more complicated IT issues and other things, he can, if you were worried, would this fit in your house, and you didn't want me to go to the bother of sending a courier down to try it out, you could take a photograph of the wall and put a painting on the wall and send that up to info at Ballater Gallery and say, here is where I'm thinking about putting a painting that is on your website. Could you impose that painting onto the wall, or superimpose, or whatever the phrase is. So let's say you were interested in this and you thought, oh, I don't know what it'll look like in that living room or in that hallway. You can send a photograph of the space, send it to us, we'll send back to you that same space with the painting on the wall. I think it's technology gone to a different level. Don't ask me how it works, but it does. I just want to talk about one final painting here, which again just arrived a little bit before Christmas, The 3 Degrees, a wonderful, wonderful painting, oil and canvas by Georgina McMaster. Yes, we've been busy. I'm just going to sign off now. We have been busy, but new paintings are still arriving weekly. Not as many before, because obviously the galleries, the premises aren't open, but we are still very open. So keep an eye on the website. Don't just think, oh, Tier 4 lockdown, everybody's closed. There's plenty of activity at the Ballater Gallery. We're here to help you. And hopefully you've enjoyed this little tour of where we're at in a freezing cold day in Ballater. Thanks for watching.